Welcome to On the Way to School, your 6-minute daily boost for educators and administrators. I'm Christopher S. Dennis, and today, let's elevate our journey together. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to On the Way to School. Hopefully the day is off to a good start. Mid of the week, hump day. And if you don't know what your costume is for Halloween tomorrow, just do what I do. Put a cape on and just be super whatever. Whatever you are, just be super. So today I want to talk a little bit about some of the responsibilities that fall on the shoulders of leadership. And I want to call it invisible advocacy. And sometimes the hardest conversations happen in the rooms with the smallest with the smallest number of people who have a great influence or authority over resources. And in many cases, if a teacher is asking for resources, or even to departments looking to hire someone and bring something to the table, securing those resources goes through quite the process. And, those conversations are had, and there's a lot of just kind of back and forth that goes into making sure all the points are checked to be able to secure those resources. So the first thing in this invisible advocacy that administrators do to support teachers is to secure resources for the classroom. And, that requires connecting with, your CFO, who knows the balance sheet and the budget for the school year to determine, can we make this decision for the long term of the school? Can we withstand it? If we make this decision, what has to go away? What are we going to need to miss? What's the sacrifice that's being made? In addition to just securing the resources, there's a network of support that also plays into this. So that means, are there conversations at the board level where, if we're kind of in a hiring freeze, how does making this one change in this one department impact the expectations that the board had of keeping just the total number of staff kind of in the same window? But some years they're like, hey, hire who you need to hire. Like, it's fine. It just depends on what the resources are financially, but also the network of support does need to include other departments. How are other departments who had similar requests going to be able to say, I understand why you made the choice there. We know that you're going to do your best to take care of our department too. Or, that network of support may say, like, it's not going to work. It's going to be a morale, detriment to morale if we see that this department is getting yet another resource. So the network of support on top of securing the resources does have to work, because the rest of the school is watching and taking cues from the decisions and the things that come in. But as long as you can communicate those resources and why this is a critical decision, everybody will be able to see how it translates into like those tangible benefits for teachers and students in the classroom and for the overall school. So the support also requires people to be able to receive, like, hey, it's not going to be your time to make this hire or get this resource, but know that it's not deprioritized. We do see you. And I guess the third thing would be, you've got to be able to continue to represent across, other networks outside of school. We've got to continue to talk about the things that we're doing at a school and how we're supporting teachers and how we're supporting the advancement of the teaching and learning, so that, everybody's just not in their own bubble with this type of support. So the advocacy, when you talk about what your school's doing in other school circles, allows you to get feedback, and you can learn from other schools to see how their implementations went, or if you're kind of on par or comparable to other schools in the size of their departments and the proportions. That's where these professional organizations come in, right? You can get a lot of feedback, and you can kind of do some early learning on things that folks are asking about if you just use the resources that are available to you. And the invisible advocacy also helps problem solve. If people are in conflict or having issues and the messages aren't quite translating through other channels, it's that invisible advocacy that we're doing by checking in on people, asking questions, helping connect the dots, not solving the problems for people, but essentially allowing them to understand that we kind of need them to be able to see a different perspective. And that invisible advocacy goes a long way. A lot of us do it. So just think about, what are some of the ways you can tap into, your own invisible advocacy, or at least honor the fact that you're doing it. Are you securing resources or helping people build bridges? Are you using your network to find those places of common ground? And are you, championing your efforts in those external circles? So, and on the other side of invisible advocacy is invisible labor. And you may be called on at times to do the heavy lift in a very inconvenient moment. And, we see you no matter if it feels like it. We definitely see you. So a couple things for you on your plate this morning as you get ready to go eat all of the candy corn and the Reese's buttercups. But, just some food for thought on the way to school. Take care. Thanks for joining me on the way to school. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and keep making a difference. I'm Christopher S. Dennis. See you tomorrow.